What's up, brothers? Dude here with another video. Follow-up video in this case to my first one, which was interviewing for your local JATC electrical union. I've been getting a lot of questions, mainly in regards to whether I got in, and I wanted to go ahead and answer that, along with, for those individuals that have made it this far into the actual interview process, what you guys can expect moving forward. So, with that said, I did get in. I got in with a score of 89.3 was my overall score, and from my understanding, when I went to the actual hall, that placed me under a they didn't give me an actual number on the waiting list, but it was within the 15 to 20 range from what they told me. After you guys do the interview, you'll receive a letter in the mail basically with your score, and in that score, depending on how high you went or how low you went, you'll get placed under a waiting list, waiting list, right? And that waiting list holds your score number for up to 2 years. So if you did poorly on the interview, you're gonna have a low score. The good news is that you don't have to wait 2 years to interview again. You can actually do things to re-qualify yourself for an interview. I believe you can actually take an actual course that shows that you are pushing yourself to basically educate yourself more within the trade, and signs that show that you're really interested in qualifying for another interview that would reclassify your score. So for those of you that scored lower, I mean, I would definitely recommend trying to do that at that point. So afterwards, once I actually got that score, it took about 2 months for them to follow up with me and pretty much accept me into the program. When they accepted me, they'll pretty much send a letter in the mail, and in that letter, they give you an actual date. They call it like an orientation boot camp date, which pretty much for them is the opportunity. It's mandatory. You guys have to show up. For them, it's the opportunity to go over their requirements, what's expected of you as an apprentice, and along with that, any questions that you guys might have, that's the time to do so within that week. Absolutely any questions, any doubts that you guys might have, or things that you guys might be having, that's the time to go over it. So after that orientation, you guys will get sworn in. For me, in my case, I got into the union right in the midst of the Chinese virus going on. At that point, I couldn't get sworn in for about the first 2 months because there was actually no physical meetings, no union meetings. We have meetings once a month. There were none. So it took about another 2 months before I can get sworn in, before my class could get sworn in, because it was 19 of us, and we all got sworn in through a Zoom meeting with the president. He's the one that will swear you guys in at that point. Once you guys get sworn in, you guys will be able to actually take a job assignment. So you'll be called into the hall, and they'll have a job assignment for you guys. Basically, a electrical contractor that you guys will go work for. Usually, it's within 6 months to a year you get rotated to another contractor, usually. So, yeah, I wasn't affected as far as getting a job assignment due to the Chinese virus. I was able to actually get into there was plenty of work, so they got me in, and yeah, I mean, I've been working ever since. For those individuals that had the question of whether they have no work experience at all, what I would say to you is, if you go to the interview, if you made it to the interview and you have no work experience, that shows a lot still too. That means that you killed it on your test and you made it to the actual interview. Honestly, from my class and everyone that got into my class apprenticeship program, there was only 2 guys that didn't have no experience. So it is possible you guys do have a window. There is a window of opportunity for you guys. But if you guys don't get in, do not get discouraged. You know, it's normal. It's very competitive. Don't get discouraged. What I would say to you is pretty much keep trying. The best thing you can do at that point, if you interviewed and you got placed under a waiting list, I would try to go get experience somewhere and try to take some classes, some programs that might requalify you for an interview, and something that you can actually bring to your next interview, some experience that you can bring in. And I mean, once you get that second interview and you have that, you have a higher chances, right, to get in. So that's how I would approach that in that case. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So far, I've been extremely blessed to get into this program. It really is something that I would recommend everyone to really, I mean, for people that are trying to, if you're an electrician, this is the way to go. Union is the way to go. I mean, they're really out for your best interest as far as when you get older. I mean, you set up 3 different plans, retirement plans. I mean, you can't beat that, really. It's really the way to go. So, yeah. With that being said, if you guys have any other questions, I mean, that I can answer and I can help out with, I mean, I'll help out in any way I can, really. That's what the Brotherhood's all about, really. I mean, I know what it's like to be in your shoes, and that's what I want to do, really. So, that being said, you guys have a good one. Later.